Hi there, so today we're going to be interviewing local bands at the monthly Local 303 event held at the Larimer Lounge right here in Denver, Colorado. We're going to be interviewing them, asking them some interesting questions. So yeah, let's get right into it. This is going to be very exciting.
Asking interesting questions, asking interesting questions, asking interesting questions, asking interesting questions.
We're here with Anthony, last name?
Ruptak. My name is Jen Korte of Lady Gang and Jen Korte and Ross.
I am Conrad Mata.
Alright, so we're here with Addie, Tonic. Is that correct? Alright. Here with...
The Mssng.
The Mssng. Question 1 is, what singular album you've listened to in its entirety has had the greatest impact on your musical direction?
Case Study 01 by Daniel Caesar. I associate it with a specific period of my life, but I just learned a lot about atmospheric music from that album, and
Right.
It's something that I definitely try to emulate.
I would say I have two.
Right.
I have three, actually.
Sure.
Billie Holiday, Lady Sings the Blues.
That's a great one.
Radiohead in Rainbows.
Oh, obviously, yeah.
And Alabama Shake's Sound and Color.
Nothing shocking.
Nothing shocking. Probably Disintegration by The Cure.
By the Cure. Okay.
God. Probably Minutemen, Double Nickels on the Dime is my most listened
Double
to
Nickels
record.
on the Dime.
Out of the blue, Radiohead, The Bends is one of my favorite
The
albums.
Bends.
Yeah.
That's a super hard question. I can give you some albums I like.
Oh, that you listen to front to back, beginning to
Front to back.
sure, that'll do.
In.
Yeah.
Amy Mann, Mental Illness is a great album.
Yeah.
Very inspiring. Any Elliott Smith record, front to back, is best listened to in their
Right.
entirities.
Yeah.
We spell it without any ice.
Without any eyes, right? Like on the card. Question 2: on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate the cultural impact of the Denver music scene and why?
I would rate it a 4 because I think that we got a pretty good thing going here.
Yeah.
There's always room to grow. The location of Denver on this side of the mountain range, I think it's a staple.
Yeah, I would say probably around 5 or 6.
5 or 6. Wow. Yeah.
There's been a lot of, bands that have come out of here, like Earth, Wind & Fire, which some people may not even know about. I would say 5 or 6. I think that there's a lot of great talent in the city. There's
Lots
a
of
lot of
talent.
great bands, and there's good venues. I think that there needs to be more artist representation.
I think there's been some bands that have been pretty impactful, like Nathaniel Rateliff and the Night Sweats,
Yeah.
Flowbots, Frey.
Flowbots, obviously.
So a lot of big bands have come out of Denver.
That is true.
Business
Yeah.
side of it, we could be operating better on a national level, but I think as a whole,
suppose.
we're impactful. Yeah.
I think there's a very strong presence of Chicano and Latinx and indigenous musicians and artists of color in the Denver music scene that are just phenomenally talented, and they should be lifted up more.
I would say, just off the top of my head, the idea of the 420 concerts.
Right.
I think that would be one of the biggest things I can think of just off the top of my head.
On a scale of 1 to 10,
Yeah.
running the numbers here, of course.
On me personally. Oh, shoot, yeah. Is that on me personally or on
You personally, yeah.
Oh, on me personally? I would
Yeah.
have to say a 1 or a 2.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why is that? Don't see much exposure nationally.
I think I'm starting to understand the scene a little bit better than I used to.
Interesting.
I don't know. I think maybe a 7.
A 7?
A 7.
Wow.
I'm gonna go with 7.
Yeah. I would tend to agree. Denver's musical output is pretty impressive, especially these days.
Yeah, no, there's a fair amount of big acts. You got Nathaniel Rateliff, Lumineers. You got Kiltro and Citra that are big coming up. There's a lot, and we actually played with Citra a few years ago.
Oh, you did? Citra.
We really liked them.
Two acts. Interesting. All right.
4 acts, actually.
Wow, 4.
Yeah.
Quite the resume you've got there.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Working on it. Question 3. While performing a given song, what techniques do you utilize to ensure a satisfying theatrical experience?
Just being genuine, not trying to act cool.
All right, that's good advice.
You just got to be free in the moment, you know?
So, like,
I think that if you think too much about it, then you get trapped in your own mind. And if you can be free on stage, then you can connect with people.
Well, being half Asian, I have to try harder to keep my eyes open. Open them all the way, or just like, you know, close them all.
right, yeah.
Specific clothing choice. Sometimes
Clothing
no
choice.
shirt.
Interesting. All right.
I use, I guess I do a lot of gestures while I'm singing.
Lots of body language.
Yeah.
Techniques.
Yeah, techniques.
I think it's your you stare through people very well.
Yeah.
Megan has a very unique stage presence.
Cultivating it.
She commands a crowd without much movement.
Anything in particular?
Oh, you know.
I just kind of get in the zone.
Get in the zone.
Yeah, I've started meditating over the last 2 years, and it's really helped me get into the
Meditation
zone.
helps you. All right.
Moving with intention
Right.
in that every action
Should be intentional.
should be intentional.
Direct.
And
Right.
add to the experience.
Right.
And definitely presenting a body language that doesn't convey uncomfortability.
Right.
Because it can be
Confidence.
it's a nerve-wracking experience
Yeah, I suppose.
going up there, but nobody really wants to experience that secondhand nervousness.
Right.
Yeah.
Question 4. What are your thoughts on the emerging genre of Denver New Wave?
I overheard this question earlier, and it really intrigued me.
Right.
Because pretty much I don't know anything about Denver New Wave.
It is pretty new, yeah.
However, I liked what you were saying about, you know, it basically has the elements of like 80s New Wave and the elements of Colorado music as opposed to punk rock, I guess, or
Right. The more Denver type sound.
Yeah. I guess what my question to you would be, what is that Denver sound that you are talking about?
Like a lot of guitar and harmonica in the mix, particularly acoustic guitar. Although electric guitar also works, just not really a punk element.
I'm just asking because I don't really
It's
play acoustic
essentially
guitar.
the third iteration of new wave after the 1980s one and the 2000s one. Comes around every 20 years, though Denver New Wave is specific to Denver. Thoughts on Denver New Wave?
I was not familiar of what Denver New Wave was, so yeah, not a lot of thoughts.
I also was not familiar. However, I would say that the vast majority of my musical influence comes from 80s New Wave. So.
New Wave is a very pivotal and historically
Isn't that like Mumford and
critical
Sons?
genre. No, it's like it's
New
like
Wave is like New Order,
the
Depeche Mode, The
Human
Cure.
League, right?
I guess you'd have to be specific on the bands that you're thinking of in that.
The Denver New Wave is an emerging genre specific to Denver, with elements of 80s New Wave, not too many elements of the second iteration of New Wave, which of course was in the 2000s, and without many punk elements. A lot of electronic acoustic fusion.
I don't know. I think Anthony that's playing tonight has kind of his song that they're playing on the radio has a very interesting meld of those things. I think he might fall into that sort of.
New Wave does have a lot of historical impact that often goes unrecognized.
Yeah,
I
I totally get that one.
My thoughts are, I'm curious to know what that is.
Well, it's a genre which fuses the elements of New Wave of the 1980s with less punk elements and more overall Denver elements.
I like it.
I'm really about it. I heard you describe it earlier,
Yeah.
and it's definitely what I've been working towards in my own music.
Interesting.
So I suppose my answer to the earlier question about Denver's impact on me should be raised to a higher number.
Like 3 or 4.
I would say that's fair. That's
Yeah,
fair.
all right.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I'm even familiar.
Oh. Well, it's the third iteration of New Wave,
Okay.
based primarily out of Denver.
Okay.
It's New Wave without as many punk elements, and it's got more Denver-specific elements. It's a Denver-specific music genre.
What would you consider to be Denver-specific music elements of New Wave?
Well, I wouldn't say that in the 80s iteration of New Wave there were too many Denver elements. Obviously, it was based more out of Britain. However, Denver New Wave is definitely a more Denver-oriented sound, instantly recognizable as Denver New Wave, while undeniably being Denver New Wave.
What, synth tones?
Yes, synth tones and acoustic guitar and harmonica, which lended a
okay.
patently Denver flavor.
Yeah, totally, I got it. New Wave.
5. Which upcoming projects of yours should Denverites be on the lookout for in the near future?
I don't know. We should have some new singles and an EP out later in the summer that we actually go back into the studio on June 7th to start
June
working
7th.
our new stuff.
What'll the new stuff be called?
Still, it's going to be Addie, Tonic. We don't know. We don't have really a working title for the record yet. We got
The classic Addie Tonic output.
exactly pretty much.
I just put out a record in April, and there's a music video coming out for it in June or July.
June or July, that's great.
For a song called Back Rooms.
Back Rooms. Interesting.
A new song coming out called Zoomies.
Zoomies.
Yeah, it's about being really fast, running fast, chasing, being chased.
And when will that be out?
June 30th.
June 30th.
Yeah.
Exciting.
And Korte and the Lost, which is my original band that I started here in 2009.
Wow.
Releasing a new
Doing it
album
a long
this
time.
year.
What'll it be called?
It'll be called Paseo Real, which
Interesting.
means the first real step or the golden path.
Very interesting, yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, come to the UMS.
We're working on writing a bunch of new songs. Hopefully, going to record in the fall and have something out by a full album out by next summer. We've released 2 singles this year, one in January, one on April 1st.
And what are they called?
This one is called Wandering Eye with the letter I, the ones that are missing in our name.
Right, the ones that are missing in
And
your name.
the second song is called 44 Hours.
Interesting. Chasing, being chased,
Yeah.
fast things.
Yes.
Have a free demo tape. There you go. Thanks for answering.
Is this yours?
Sure is.
Wonderful.
This is a mixtape,
Yeah, we're
so you can listen to some examples of Denver New Wave. These are the most prominent.
the greatest
There you go.
hits.
Yeah, the greatest
I'll
hits.
take it.
All right, sure. Thank
Are you
you
Nick?
for yes. Have it. This listen to the sounds of Denver New Wave, exciting, emerging new genre. Here's your free demo tape. This has a lot of interesting hits on it for answering the questions. Fantastic output tonight. There you go.
Thank you.
Cool, thank
Have
you.
a listen to that, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it.
Sweet.
Some
Thanks.
fantastic
Have
songs.
a great night.
Here you go. Here's your free demo tape. Hope you enjoy.
Excellent. Thank you.
And looking forward to the new song Zoomies.
Thank you.
There you go.
Awesome.
Be sure to keep your business card on hand. Very well put together business card, I might add.
Thank you.
Yeah, very nice stock, very nice
Check
thickness.
out our website. Check out
I
our
like
stuff on Spotify when you get a chance.
All right, that sounds good. Alright, well wasn't that just a hoot and a holler? So many interesting bands here in the Denver scene. I'm telling you, it was a gosh dang experience to interview so many local bands. If you like any of the bands you saw in this video, be sure and check them out. Fantastic names here in the Denver music industry. And hopefully I'll be coming back to the local 303 meetup event. It's very exciting. That's about it for now. Until next time, keep rocking out, Denver. Because I tell you, Denver's got the spirit. Denver's got the ingenuity. Denver has the potential. Denver it up.